What's up? What's up? All right, today we are going to talk about how to handle three dimensional, 3D circumstances when you're trying to manifest. All right. So you've been changing your concept of self, you've been visualizing, you've been affirming, but things in the external world still look like they're triggering you or they're showing you things that seem to be against what you want. We're going to talk about how to handle that today. So let me make sure I'm live and we get started. Okay, let's go. Let's get it. So this one is inspired by a client that I recently talked to. Okay. And I'll read the message. Of course, they allowed me to read this message because I think this can help a lot of people, because a lot of us go through this similar circumstance when we are trying to get what we want. Okay, let me put a space right there. All right, so I just wanted to reach out and be transparent about where I'm at right now. For the most part, I've been doing really well with my manifestation practice. I've been staying consistent with my affirmations, visualizing, journaling, and really trying to embody the version of myself that already has what I desire. There have been some incredible signs and synchronicities lately, which I'm grateful for. But if I'm honest, I keep getting emotionally thrown off by my current 3D circumstances. It's like I know this reality is old news and doesn't mean anything unless I give it meaning. But when I'm met with silence, delays, or just the complete opposite of what I've been declaring, I feel discouraged, frustrated, and sometimes even defeated. Okay, so we're going to go into this because this isn't uncommon, right? You have been being the same way for 10, 15, 20 years, and now you are changing. And so the old version of you has to react. It has to try to pull you back into that old state of consciousness. But this is where we have to stand our ground. So when I talk about, we had a very good discussion, and it's good to know that they're doing a lot better right now. But the thing that we really focused on was, why do we give things meaning? Okay. We give things meaning because from a human perspective, we judge. This is what we do as humans. Is that we will sit around on the internet and we will make think pieces about other people's decisions. Okay? We want to morally determine everything is right or wrong outside of us. And then we want to look out at our life and we want to judge things as right or wrong. Okay? I'm not saying that we shouldn't because we have to be holier than thou. I'm saying that we should not judge things because we don't understand how things are working out. Because we can only see things from our limited three-dimensional linear perspective, right? It is that greater mind that's rearranging things and reorganizing things for us to make everything work out in alignment to what we want, okay? The only job that we have to do is declare, to decree that everything is working out, and it has to be. The only time that we fall off our path, you have this vision of prosperity, this vision of this beautiful life that you want to live, and you start walking and you see things that look like they're the opposite. What I'm saying is, you don't know what those things are. You simply judge, but you simply judge because that's what we've been programmed to do, is think of worst case scenarios. But everything is working out for you perfectly. You want to know why it is working out for you perfectly? Because you say so. Because it has to be. Because thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be. Right? You have no understanding of the part of reality that you cannot see. You can only see 0.001% of reality. Okay, the rest of it is just energy and information, and that is where the God within you dwells. That is where the God within you dwells. So this is what we're going to talk about today. Right? So the title of today, of course, is how to handle 3D circumstances when manifesting. So beyond the veil, the decree of the soul and the eye of the infinite. So I'm going to start off with two verses. Number one is Job 22:28. Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy ways. Basically meaning, if we want to break this down to plain English, whatever you say that it is, that's what it is. It is your perspective, it is your belief, it is your expectation that shapes reality. The world truly is meaningless around you. It is us that give things meaning. It's us that say that things are going in a negative direction, or it is us that say things are going in a positive direction. Okay. And then the second is, do not seek the truth with your eyes, for your eyes cannot see what is unseen. Seek with your inner eye, for only it sees beyond the veil of form. Okay, and that's from the Gospel of Thomas. All right, so the mirage of perception, we see not as things are, but as we are. If you really want to get a good understanding of where you are on the path, if everything is working out for you, then pay attention to how you react to situations. Being conscious means being aware. All right. And since nothing is outside of you, everything is a projection from within you. The only thing that you truly can be aware of is yourself. Okay. Everything is being projected from within you. Everything. So to be aware of anything outside of you is to make the illusion real. It's to try to conform to the illusion. It's to shrink to smaller than you are. When we keep our mind on ourself, understanding that it's our state of being that's being projected out in front of us, now we put ourselves in alignment with the things that we want. Okay, so we see not as things are, but as we are. Our vision is bound by this dense fabric of space and time, this veil of matter where spirit appears shattered into multiplicity. Okay, everything is unity. It's just one infinite consciousness being outpictured out there, right? But because we're in this veil of matter, we see everything as a fraction of what it is. We see things from this limited perspective, and we see everything as separate, but it's all an illusion, right? We walk through the shadow play of form, naming the pieces without seeing the whole. This is the same thing that we do when we try to judge how things are working out. We can only judge based on what we see in this present moment, but we don't see the whole. You don't see how everything is working out for you behind the scenes in the rooms that you're not in. Okay? You don't even see how things are unfolding right in front of you. You only see the 0.1%, 0.001% of matter that you can see. The rest of it is still being formed. Okay, so we walk through the shadow play of form, naming the pieces without seeing the whole. Decreeing things that's not working out when you can't even see shit. Okay? It's not even that you can't see it. It's even if you could see it, you wouldn't understand because you can only see things from your human perception. You can only see things from your limited mind, right? The Father and I are one, but the Father does greater things. The divine within you operates in a portion of reality that you cannot see. In most of reality that you cannot see. And your only job is to declare things moment by moment as it's all working out. That's your only job. It's your only job is to keep your composure and keep your faith and walk by faith and not by sight. That's it. It's your only job, okay? We call it misfortune when it is just metamorphosis. We call things falling apart when they're just falling together. They're just changing. Reality has to change to get you to where you want to be. The moment that you have a desire is projected into your reality. It's there. You just have to walk down the path of revealing it. And the only way that you can continuously delay the shit is by saying shit is not working out. But you truly can only see what you can see. But thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be. Meaning whatever you say it is what it is. So the moment you say it's not working out is the moment that you start delaying it. The moment that you say everything is working out perfectly because the God within me is perfect, that is what it is. All right? We call it delay when it is divine design. There is no delay. There is no lack. There is no loss in the God within you. But what can the eye of flesh know of the architect of it all? What truly can you know about the power of the divine within you, the power within you that creates worlds and universes, galaxies, stars? What could you possibly know about it? What can the limited mind know of the mind that dreams galaxies into being? Okay? So this is a quote from Jesus in the Acts of John, right? In the Apocrypha. The world is a bridge. Pass over it, but build no house upon it. What does that mean? The world is a bridge. Pass over it, but build no house upon it. This means that everything, the world is a bridge, meaning the world is always just going to be stepping stones. Every moment is a step towards what you desire. Do not get caught up in the drama and build a house upon it. Okay? The word is a bridge. Pass over it. Pass through it. Walk by faith and not by sight. But do not build a house upon any single moment. Do not get caught up in the drama of any moment, thinking that it is the end. because it is just the unfolding. Okay? So when we start judging things from our human mind, we want to judge, oh, this doesn't look right. How would you know? You don't know. It is just a bridge that you are passing through to get to what you want. All right? So we are in this body dreamers walking through symbols, reading surface echoes while forgetting the source. Okay? You and your Father are one, but your Father does greater things. This is the true meaning of walking by faith and not by sight. It is knowing that even if you saw the full picture, you couldn't see the full picture. We tend to get to the end of things, right? We get to our destination. And how many times have you said, I didn't know, that it was working out then, but it is. All right? But it is. This is truly how your life always is that every single thing that you walk through is giving you an opportunity to choose more of it or choose a different path. It's just a menu item. So when you see something that you do not like and you look at it and you say, okay, this is obviously being outpictured from within me. This is something that I've created. It is still a miracle, right? Even if I don't want it, if I look at it as a miracle, I rise above it. So I'm not even in alignment with it anymore. So it has to fall out of my life. And I continue to walk forward and it's replaced by something better, something that's more in alignment with me. Okay, this is what Dr. Joseph Spencer was talking about when he says you have to be greater than your circumstances. You cannot shrink to your circumstances. If you see something that looks like it's against you, when we forget that this is just a reflection of us and we go out and we start identifying with that thing and we start shrinking to the level of that thing, we forget who we are. Because we're reacting negatively, we invite more of that into our life. But when we remember that we are greater than any circumstance, that we are source, we're the source of it all, that it's all being outpictured from within us, then there's nothing for me to fear. I just look at it and I say, oh, no, I choose differently. This is just showing me a piece of my consciousness that is not in harmony with what I want. It's just an opportunity for me to change, for me to be aware, for me to be conscious. This is why it's so important to stay conscious through life and not fall back asleep in the dream. It's because when we stay conscious through life, because consciousness is key, when you stay conscious and aware that everything is you, now you don't react negatively to circumstances. You see everything for what it is. It's just a projection. It's just an illusion. And this world is always changing, but you are the unchanging consciousness through it all. And the story that you're telling from moment to moment is being outpictured in front of you. Okay? You are within God and God is within you. You are one being that cannot be separate. God is all that there is, infinite consciousness. Every reality, every possibility is created, and you bring that power through you, through your attention, your awareness, your perception, your story. What story are you telling? Moment by moment, what story are you telling? When you're telling the story that because the God within me is perfect, everything must be unfolding perfectly, or are you telling the story of a victim? Okay? All I'm saying is we have to humble ourselves and realize this is the most humble thing that you can do, is understand that this power of God that is everything is within me. I am the divine, I am source, and I understand that nothing I see is good or bad. It's all unfolding for me. Right? This is the most humbling thing you can do, is say everything is working out for me because I humble myself to the God within me. And I walk with faith, not by sight, instead of trying to micromanage and control everything, because you could never control everything anyway. You could never create a perfect plan. We've never seen it in the history of reality, in the history of life. We've never seen a perfect plan, ever. Never, ever have you ever made a perfect plan, but we continuously think that the next time is going to be different, that we're going to be the first person in history to make the perfect plan. But you understand that the plan is just a vehicle for the divine within you to do its will. So the divine within you jumps into your plan when activated with faith, closes doors, open doors, pushes you here, pushes you there, allows you to get redirected by this person, allows you to help this person out, puts you in this place of isolation for a little bit so you can learn some things. But you have to walk with faith and not by sight, because your sight is deceiving. Your sight is deceiving. We are judged. We are judgers. We are judgmental people. That is what our ego does. Is we want to judge everyone. We want to judge that person out there who made that decision. And we say, gentlemen, this is why you have to do this. And we judge this woman who made this decision. And we say, women, this is why you have to do this. And we judge every single situation in our life as quote unquote good or bad, when God is infinite love. There is no negative in God. We have created this negative aspect through our human perspective. But even if you really break down negative and positive from a human perspective, it's always changing. It can change based on where you're born. It can change based on your, the money that you had when you were being brought up. Two people in two different socioeconomic classes can have two completely different thought processes on what's right and wrong, what's moral and what isn't. Different parts of the world, different perspective on what's right and wrong religiously. It's all neutral. It's all meaningless until you give it meaning. Thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be. This is what it means. Let's even go deeper. I'll talk about this verse in every single live. Verily, verily, I say unto you, whatsoever you ask in the Father's name shall be given to you. What is the Father's name? The Father's name is I am, that I am. Because the God within you is infinite, is the Alpha and the Omega. So the first I am is the Alpha, the last I am is Omega. And what does that mean? It means whatever you say it means. It means whatever you say it means, all right? So if God's name is I am, and I ask you, who are you? And you say, oh, shit, I am Alex. You are using God's name right there. Okay? You are using God's name right there. So whatever you say that you are saying that God is. Therefore, anytime that you say yourself or you say that you are anything less than divine, you are using God's name in vain. Now let's go further than that, right? Whatever you ask for in the Father's name shall be given to you. Whatever you say that you are, consciously or unconsciously, will be given to you. If you say you are prosperity, it will be given to you. If you say, damn, bro, I'm just always tripping, I can never get it right, that'll be given to you as well. Now let's take it a step further. There is nothing outside of you. Everything is being projected from within you. Everything is within your consciousness being projected out. There is nothing out there. Every circumstance is within you. Every person that you see is within you, meaning every person you see in every circumstance is you. They are you. They are you. So it's not that you're saying that that person is doing you wrong. It's not that you're saying that person is messed up. It's that you're saying I am messed up. And if you're using I am, you are using God's name. Okay? So anytime that we declare ourselves or anything outside of us to be less than divine, we are using God's name in vain. But also, whatever you ask in the Father's name will be given to you. So the moment that you start making blanket statements about men, blanket statements about women, guess what you're doing? Whatever you say will be given to you. This is why your expectations, your perspective, your perception, your decrees are reality. Reality is not about what you see, it's about who you are. What you see is less about the thing and more about you. How you experience life is not about life, it is about you. You are reality. Your story is reality. This is why bitter people have bitter lives. This is why the people that you think are so beautiful on the inside, they have beautiful lives. People that can see the beauty in things tend to be the receivers of beauty. People who see the bitterness, the unfairness of the world tend to live in a world that is unfair and bitter to them. This is not a world of testing. This is a world of reflection. The divine is not putting you through things. You are putting yourself through things. Let me say that one more time. God is not putting you through anything. God is not putting you through anything because you are his strongest soldier. You are being put through things because you continue to look at reality the same, because you haven't changed. Because you continue to react to circumstances that you do not like, that you do not want. And they continuously are reflected to you. Why would this all-loving God this all-loving creator within you puts you through bullshit. It doesn't. It loves you unconditionally, so you have free will to choose whatever you want. This is why it doesn't matter if you worship the divine or not. It doesn't matter if you believe in the divine or not. All that matters is your expectation as you go through life. Think about that, okay? Because what are some of the things that we've been told, even when we think about money, right? If you do good to others, if you give prosperity, then you will have prosperity. Is that true? Do you know people in your life that seem to be very giving but don't have much prosperity? Do you know people who seem to be very quote unquote loving but don't receive love? Who aren't in that good relationship but it's quote unquote a good person? Now I want you to pay more attention to the story that they tell about money and the story they tell about love. Do they tell a story of men these days? Do they tell a story of money is bad? Do they tell a story about this generation of men, this generation of women? Women in the U.S., men in the U.S. What is the story they tell? When we pay attention to people's stories, we can see their reality. Really, if you look at somebody's reality, you can tell their story. And as we see our reality, your reality is just giving you an opportunity to confront your stories. It's not being mean to you. This is the most loving thing that God can do. This is the most loving thing that your reality can do. It's say, look, I'm showing you who you are. Change. Get the things you want. Change. This is a divine menu being presented to you over and 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 over again, right? And you have the opportunity to confront the mirror and change the story, and immediately the reflection changes. This is the all-seeing eye. Right? When we talk about the all-seeing eye, the all-seeing eye is reality. It's everybody around you, every circumstance around you, always looking at you, saying, what do you expect? We don't care what you hope for. What do you expect? What do you believe to be true? I can hope for a good woman all I want. From the bottom of my soul, I can visualize it, I can affirm it. But if I expect that all women ain't shit, guess what? Guess what I get? I get my expectations. I can hope that money somehow saves me. But if I expect that I will stay broke, that is what my reality will be. Okay? That is what your reality will be. So even when other people tell you their stories, you don't have to accept their stories. Matter of fact, you should confront all of your beliefs. You should confront the beliefs that everybody puts to you. Is this belief in alignment with how I want to live my life? If yes, cool, I'll take it. If not, cool. We're not going to argue. We don't argue for limitations. I'm not going to argue with you about whose limiting belief is better. No thanks. All right? No thanks. Your divine ass was not brought down here to argue and take on other people's limitations. Your divine ass was brought down here to strip away your limitations and to live as the divine God, the divine goddess that you are. Okay? So, but what can the eye of flesh know of the architect of it all? What could you, descended into this third dimensional reality, descended into bone and flesh and matter from source, what could you, in your linear 3D perspective, understand about everything? You understand on the soul level that you should just relax and chill. This is why certain preachings of the word don't always feel that good to you. All right? But we have to walk by faith and not by sight. Because when we walk by sight, we become the judgmental humans that we are. We want to judge everybody. But let the world have an opportunity to put a camera on us for a week and follow us around for a week. Now all of a sudden it's no, don't judge other people. But we will sit from our high horse and look down at others and judge. We will look out in the situation and we will judge, even though we have no idea what is being unfolded. The same way that when we look out in the world and we do not, all we can see is what's in this room. 0.1%, 0.001% of matter. The rest of it is energy, information. It's the God within you architecting it. But we want to judge this as not working out. It is working out. It's always working out. The only reason it's not working out is because you say it's not working out. Walk by faith, not by sight. Your sight is fleeting. It's not real. Your sight is an illusion. The only purpose of your conscious mind is to confront the moment and choose what you want better. It's just a menu. Your conscious mind is not meant to plan because you can't tell the intentions of others. Hell, you can't even tell what you're going to feel in the next 5 minutes. You can't tell if somebody's going to call you with bad news, going to throw off your whole day. But you think you can plan for a year? You think you can judge this righteously? This is what Jesus said when he says, okay, judge things righteously, not by appearance, right? It doesn't mean that you should judge anything at all. It just means you couldn't possibly judge anything. You don't have the mind to judge everything. But the righteous part, thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be. So you don't have the mind to judge it. Think about this power that you have. You don't have the mind to judge things because you can't really see what's going on. But thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be. Meaning, think about this. Think about this God power that's within you. Meaning, it doesn't matter what you see. You can decree it as working out for you and it will be. So if you just went through life blindly and turned off your conscious mind and just said, I'm going to look at everything as a miracle because it's all unfolding from me. I'm going to bless everything as perfect. It's all working out for me. I am going to, like my girl said, let go of control, pain, suffering. I'm going to let go of all that. And I'm just going to bless everything as working out. And I'm going to trust that this path is just a path to fulfillment to get me to what I want. Your life would instantly turn into a miracle. Your life would instantly turn into a miracle. Okay, so we are in this body dreamers walking through symbols, reading surface echoes while forgetting the source. All right, so reflection, where have I judged my life based on partial vision? Have you judged your relationships based on partial vision? You can only see what's happening right in front of you. You can't see what people are doing behind your back. You can't see the people that you haven't met yet that are doing the work to walk into your reality. You can't see it. All you see is what you see. And what you see is just a fraction of reality. If you even want to, that's not even, right? That's even doing it more justice than it is. 0.0001% of reality is what you can see. And that's really just the room. So it's really less than that. Okay? So number 2, the illusion of finality. All right? Time makes pain feel eternal. Time makes pain feel eternal. Okay? The ego, which lives only in reaction. This is how the ego lives. The ego wants to walk through situations and react to it. Okay? Wants to walk through shit and react. This is the end, is what your ego wants to say. But the soul knows better. Okay? The soul remembers. It remembers that no circumstance is ever final. Only a doorway into deeper unfolding. Every moment is just a doorway to the next moment, to deeper unfolding. That's all it is. That's all it is. Every moment is unfolding perfectly to get you to where you want. If y'all don't do anything, I want y'all to walk in faith. If y'all don't do anything, I want y'all to start looking at life as a miracle. Stop looking for things that aren't working out and start looking for opportunities to bless things that look like they're not working out. Because this is what happens. This is the story of Job, right? This is really life in general. When quote unquote Satan, if you believe that or not, showed up and said, you know what, anybody can worship when things are going right. Anybody can have faith when things are going right. Anybody can walk on water like Peter did when things are going right. But who are you when you look out in the distance like Peter did and you saw the thunderstorm? Who are you when it looks like things are breaking down around you? Do you have the nuts? Do you have the backbone? Do you have the brass to look at circumstances and declare that everything is working out perfectly because the God within me is perfect? This is when you are blessed times 2. Okay, anybody can walk through faith when it looks easy, but who are you? This is how you know who you are. If you want to know if your reality is about to change and give you everything that you want, who are you when things don't look right? Do you spiral into negativity or do you quickly catch yourself and say, oh shit, I'm not who I used to be anymore. You are the synchronicity. And when you can start walking through these situations and quickly just controlling, composing yourself, and understanding that the situation is absolutely meaningless. It has no meaning, not a drop of meaning. Okay? This is when you know that your life is transforming. Okay? So it remembers that no circumstances ever find, only a doorway into deeper unfolding. All right, the Gospel of Philip. What you see was not made to last, because what is unseen is eternal. What is unseen is eternal. You are eternal as well. But what is seen changes every moment. This life is just a projection of momentary things. Everything fades. Everything shows up and fades away. Life is but a bridge. Do not build a house upon it. Let's go back to that. Oh shit, I scrolled too far. Right? The world is a bridge. Pass over it, but build no house upon it. It's just a bridge. That's all it is. Every moment is a bridge to the next moment. Don't build a house in the moment. Enjoy the moment. Love the moment. See the moment as a miracle, but do not shrink. Do not attach yourself to something because it doesn't look right and shrink to that thing and then stick yourself in that moment. Allowing more of those moments to be made manifest in your life. Okay? This is what that means. All right, next part. You are not the experience, okay? You are the eternal witness within it and the creator speaking it into being, right? You are the storyteller. Every moment you're telling a new story of who you are, and that new story is being projected outside of you. This is the greatest game ever, the most divine game ever. Every moment you're telling a story that projects into the next moment. So you're being confronted over and over again like a boomerang. You're throwing your beliefs, you're throwing your expectations in the future, and they're confronting you over and over and over and over again. Do not build a house upon any moment. Just continue to walk into the next moment, okay? So reflection, am I speaking from the wound or from the wisdom that witnesses the whole? Huh? Am I speaking from the wound or from the wisdom that witnesses the whole? I'll definitely respond to that. Give me a second. Okay, so the decree and the divine law. All right, thou shalt decree a thing. All right, this is not mere poetry, it is spiritual law. Okay, the word is not descriptive. The purpose of the word that you speak is not to describe, it is to create. See things not as they are, but see things as you want them to be. Thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be. Decree what you want. Do not describe what you see. When you describe what you see, you drop into your ego. You drop into that descriptive, reactive part of you that wants to judge things, that conforms to the world. Do not conform to the world, but be renewed by the transforming of your mind. So when you conform to the world says, be fucking realistic, bruh. These women ain't shit. Paint the picture of that, right? But thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be, okay? You don't want to use your word to be descriptive. You use it to be creative. What do you want to see? Okay? We do not see things because they are. They become because we say them. That was a bar too. That was a bar right there. We do not say things because they are. We don't speak. You don't speak because things are a certain way. They become because you say them. Okay? Even thought clothed in belief becomes a decree. And every decree is a ripple in the quantum sea of becoming. Okay? In other words, you are the lawgiver of your experience. You're creating the law and you are living the law. You're creating the law, you are living the law, you're experiencing the law, you are becoming the law, you are everything. You are everything. You are source, experiencing source as source. Huh? Facts. Death and life. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Okay? So what am I decreeing daily? Reflection question number 1. What am I decreeing daily through complaint, fear, or doubt? What am I decreeing lately? Daily. through complaint, fear, doubt. Number two, what would change if I only spoke from the throne of my higher self? If you sat in the throne of your higher self, the one who does not react, but just sees and declare things as they want, what would change? Let me answer that for you. Everything would fucking change. Everything in your life would change. If you sat from the throne of your higher self and you began to speak things only as you want them. This is what it means in scripture when it says, forgive others so your Father in heaven can forgive you. But if you do not forgive others, your Father in heaven cannot forgive you. This doesn't mean it's okay, I forgive you. It means see things as you want them to be. If someone does you wrong, see them as you would have want them to treat you. And now your Father in heaven can forgive you by giving you the reality that you want. This goes beyond just things. This goes to people. This goes to events. This goes to everything in your life. Everyone that you see is walking around in their own reality. This is why two people can be in the same room, in the same concert, hear the same thing, and have two completely different realities going on. One saw nothing but beauty. The other person just complained the whole time. Two completely different realities. This is why it's not even fair when people will say, okay, well, I'm going to get into that later. All right. So to rise above the field, the alchemy of consciousness. Okay. Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches this. To change is to think greater than your environment, greater than your body, greater than time, because you are. You are greater than your environment. You're the creator of your environment. You are greater than your body. You are greater than time. You create the experience of linear time. Right? This is why even when certain people say, well, no, you don't want to put a time limit on the things you manifest. You have to speak it as if it's the present moment. No, you don't. No, you don't. You experience linear time the way that you want to. Thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be. The source within you created linear time. What do you mean you can't put a time limit on things? Now, a better way to think of it would be if you experience like you have things right now, and you decree that you have things right now, then you don't have to worry about linear time. But you can put a time limit on whatever you want. Time is unfolding from within you. Take ownership of whatever is in your life. Take ownership of this entire creation. Start to walk as if you remember who you are. Okay? Walk as if you remember who you are. All right, so this is the ancient alchemy. To rise above the lower field of circumstance and enter the field of causation, where thought meets spirit and becomes form. You do not change your life by fighting what is. You can't change shit, all right? You can't change shit. Maybe that's triggering. Creation is done. This is why when we start thinking that we can change things, what happens is that we start fighting against stuff. We start suppressing things, start ignoring things, start identifying with things. It's all done. Love it. It's all unfolding from within you. Just see it for what it is, experience it, and choose differently. At every moment, you're choosing to get more of the same or get different based on how you respond. So if I don't like something and I'm running from it, guess what? I'm pulling it to me. If I don't want something, and because since if something is projected from within me at a vibration that I don't want, okay, think about this from a metaphysical perspective. It's projected outside of me in a vibration that I don't want. Now, when I react in the vibration of I don't want it, guess what I'm doing? I'm magnetizing it towards myself, so I'm getting more. But if it is projected at a vibration I don't want, and I react like, oh, it's still a miracle because it is created from within me and I'm above the circumstance because I'm remembering to change is to think greater than your environment, greater than your body, greater than time. I see it as a miracle. I'm above it. Okay, I just choose differently. Now, because I don't match it in frequency, it has to fade away and be replaced by something that's more in alignment with me. It's simple. If you walk through life as if it's a miracle, it will be a miracle. If you walk through life as if it's a burden, as if every moment is painful and stressful, you will get more pain and stress. If you walk through life bitter, you will get more things to be bitter about. Simple. Very simple, okay? So you do not change your life by fighting what is. You can't fight it. You can't change it, but you can choose differently. You can choose differently. You change your life by becoming what you desire until the field responds in kind. How long do we have to do this? Forever. 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 This is the only option. You either change forever or you change for a couple of days and you go back to being who you are and getting the things that you don't want anymore. That's the choice. Choose. That is the choice. All right, so the mystics call this co-creation. The Gospel of Thomas writes, unite the inner with the outer, the male with the female, the light with the darkness, and the above with the below, and you shall enter the kingdom. Basically, join with what you want. Harmony. Harmony. Okay, so reflection question number 1, am I reacting from fear or creating from faith? How are you walking through life? Are you walking through life fearful of circumstances? Are you walking in the faith that everything is working out for you? In the knowing that it's just a game, that you are a dreamer who has fallen asleep within his own dream. Number 2, where am I allowing circumstance to define me rather than letting consciousness define the circumstance? It's a ball right there too. Where am I allowing circumstance to define me rather than letting consciousness define the circumstance? This is why the key is to stay conscious. When I can stay conscious, whatever shows up in my life, I can paint the picture of what I want over it. It's all working out for me. It's all divine. It's all beautiful. It's all a blessing. It's all prosperity. It's all unfolding perfectly because the God within me is perfect. It has no other choice because I shall decree a thing and it shall be. It has no choice. It must be good. It must be perfect. It must be aligned exactly with what I want. Nothing less. Okay? So number 5, the infinite eye seeing from source. Imagine looking down from the summit of eternity. Your trials are threads in a radiant tapestry. The detour is part of the route. The silence is tuning you for song. From the infinite's view, from the view of infinity, nothing is wasted and everything is transformed. Every moment is a stepping stone, is a bridge to the next moment. Okay? So the one is the root of all things, but most cannot see the root because they only see the branches. The one is the root, the God within you, the consciousness within you. And because consciousness has to be conscious of something, and because everything is a projection of you, that means consciousness must be conscious of itself. So the consciousness within you is the root of all things. The awareness of yourself, the awareness of who you are is the root of all things. But most cannot see the root because they only see the branches. Most cannot see the source within them because they are only paying attention to the circumstances. This is the story of the pool of Bethesda. All right, this is the story of the pool of Bethesda, where the pool represented circumstances. And so what happened, and I'm going to repeat this all the time, is that there were a bunch of people around this pool in the Bible. Okay, and every so often this pool was stirred or it would move. The pool would move, let me put it like that. So there's a bunch of crippled people, sick people, they're sitting around this pool, and they believed at a certain point in the day, there was an angel that came to the pool and stirred the waters. And the first person who got into the waters would get still, they would be healed of whatever condition. Jesus, who represents what? Your I am awareness, who is like your big brother telling you how to act throughout this life, right? Shows up to one of the crippled men and says, hey, look, do you want to be healed? And the man says, of course I want to be healed, but I have nobody to take me to the pool. Even when I do have people to take me there, somebody gets there first. What does the pool stirring represent? It represents circumstances. It represents when you are trying to manifest things, you're praying for things, you're hoping for things, you're walking through life. And instead of understanding that you are the change, you wait for the circumstances to show movement, to show that they're changing, so you can be convinced that you are healed. This is what the stirring of the water means. All right, now, Jesus said, okay, do you want to be healed? And the man gave him a whole spiel. Of course I want to be healed, but nobody to take me to the pool. The same way that if somebody asks you, do you want to be loved? And you say, of course I want to be loved. I have nobody to give me love. Do you want prosperity? Of course I want prosperity, but I have nobody to give me prosperity. Same thing. So of course I want prosperity, but the circumstances haven't changed. They haven't changed. And what did Jesus say? He said, I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you that. I said, do you want to be healed? And the man said, are you going to take me to the pool? And Jesus said, no, I'm not going to take you to the pool. All you need is me. All you need is your awareness of who you are. All you need is your awareness of who you are. All you need is your awareness of who you are. So he says, pick up your mat and walk. Meaning pick up your prosperity, pick up your health, and move your ass, man. Give it to yourself and walk with faith and not by sight. When you're walking by sight, you're always looking for the external world to confirm some shit to you. I've been praying for prosperity, but I don't see that anything's changed. This is the lecture that we had the other day. You're always telling the story. This is why even in scripture, it says, verily, verily, I say to you, whatever you ask in the Father's name shall be given to you. Father's name being I am, whatever you declare yourself or anything to be. What does it say after that? Hitherto, until now, you've asked for nothing. This doesn't mean, of course I've asked for something. I've been asking for 5 years, for 10 days. I've been doing a 48-day challenge. I've been doing the 30-day affirmation. I've been doing all the new techniques. This is not what it means. What it means is it doesn't matter what you've asked for yesterday. It only matters what you're aware of now. And if what you're saying, if your story right now is, of course I want to be healed, but it doesn't look like anything is healed. Thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be. Meaning the declaration, the decree that you are making is that nothing looks different. And because you're making that decree, reality says yes, because reality always says yes. Okay? And you get exactly what you are asking for. This is how life works. This is how life works. Of course I want a good woman, but all women ain't shit. Reality says, yes, you're right. To both, right? You can continue to want, and we will continue to send you the same types of women. Of course I want a good man, but men this generation ain't shit. Reality says, yes, of course. We'll give you exactly what you decree, exactly what you say. Reality is not about what you see. Reality is about who you are. Two people see the same thing differently. If I have a twin brother, we live in the same place. We go to the same places 24/7. I say women ain't shit. He says, man, these women can't get enough of me. I always have wholesome, fulfilling relationships with women. We will live in two completely different realities. We will experience life completely differently. The experiences aren't different. The places we go aren't different. Who we are is different, so reality conforms to who we are. The moment that we start identifying as a victim, of course I want things to change, but I have nobody to give me the love that I'm fiending for. It can't. You're declaring that. I have nobody to give me. Okay, you will have nobody to give it to you. Your words are powerful. Life and death is in the power of the tongue, man. Be mindful of what you're saying. These stories that you are telling are powerful, y'all. The stories that you are telling are your life. Your reality is your story. You want to change something, change your story. Change your story, guys. Stop believing things that you don't want to experience. This is why it's so sad when I see, guys, it's so sad when I see certain comments. I see more comments in the victim mentality than anything. Where people just, nobody appreciates when I'm good these days. You're speaking that. Reality doesn't have to be that way. Stop speaking that shit. Stop wearing that shit like a badge of honor. It's not a badge of honor. It's a badge of victimhood. You're not a victim. You are source. You are the source of everything. As you speak, reality conforms. Moment by moment by moment. You can wake up in a new reality tomorrow. You can walk into a new reality the moment that you walk out of your crib today, just by declaring things different. Stop with the victim mentality. This is, if you want to change your life, this is the first thing you have to do is pull yourself out of that. That version of you that's a victim, kill it. Put it on the altar, set it on fire. Don't ever look back. Never look back, man. You've never been a victim, right? But it's as if everything in this world preaches and teaches us to look outside of ourselves for something. We want validation from our parents, from the school to give us grades, from the corporate job to give us raises. Then we walk into relationships and we want to be validated. Stop that shit. There's no one outside you that can validate you. You are infinite. You are infinite consciousness. Before you came here, you were all that is. You still are all that is, really. You still are all that is. So there's nothing in this world that could fulfill you more than understanding that you are source and that you are the creator of everything. This is the only thing that will ever fulfill you. Nothing else. You can have billions of dollars. You can have all the women that you want. You'll always want more. It isn't until you understand who you are that you'll wake up to that reality, man. Okay? So I know I went on a little tangent. But that's just, it's the victim mentality that pulls us away from everything. Now, I'm not saying to stop praying. I had that question, which was a divine question I had when someone reached out and they said, I've been working on myself and I've been manifesting things, but, and I'm trying to embody that God is within me and that I am. But, how do when I need to lean on something, a higher power, where do I lean? And so my response was, it's not that there is no God. It's that this God is within you. It's closer than you could have ever imagined, right? It's not somewhere out there. This God is closer than your breath. It's closer than your thoughts. So if you must pray, then pray. If you want to cry to the God within you, cry, but never see yourself as a victim because you aren't. Never see yourself as a victim because you aren't. This God is within you, is flowing through you. This is infinite love, loves you more than you could ever imagine, wants to give you everything that you can ever imagine. And this is evident because everything that you decree shall be. This is the definition of unconditional love. No matter what you label things out there, no matter what you label yourself to be, you will be given it. Unconditional love. Unconditional love. Okay? So let me get back to this. All right, to rise into this I, okay, to rise into this divine intelligence is to stop labeling life as good or bad and instead whisper that it is becoming. It is becoming. Life is always becoming. It's always unfolding. It's always perfect. It's always divine because you're always perfect. You are always divine. You want to know why it's divine timing? Because your ass divine. You want to know why it's unfolding perfectly? Because your ass says so, right? You want to know why this is inspired action? Because you said so. Because you are the divinity. The God is all that there is. God is unchanging. Everything exists. Everything is there. You are the power speaking God into existence through your life. Your story is allowing God to flow through you. So all of a sudden, God wants something, and you have a desire. Before they ask, I will answer, right? So the moment you have a desire, this is the Most High saying, you know what, I want to experience this through you. And so in our ignorance, we think, I have to clarify it and be specific, and I have to say I am because it's the present moment. No. You just have to walk with expectation. The moment you ask, you have been told yes. You're told yes to everything. Matter of fact, the moment that you ask is the moment that you receive. It is made manifest for you, and now you are walking down a path to reveal it moment by moment. Your only job is to have faith and say everything is unfolding perfectly, and then choose from other parts of reality that continue to confront you what else you want to experience. It's all giving you clarity. It's all giving you clarity, right? One of my clients, she just moved not moved, but she was out of this country, and she wanted to get a scholarship here. And she thought she was going to get it one way, but it unfolded in a more divine way that she can expect. She ended up in the States, and now she's studying art out here. And she just came to this realization the other day. She was like, you know what? This experience has let me know that I want to travel more. And I'm like, exactly. The path is unfolding as the path unfolds, and you're getting more clarity. The divine is speaking to you through different ways, through different means, so now you can experience other things. This is how the unfolding is you go down this path, you think that you have an ultimate desire, you start working towards it, it starts unfolding, and then that desire starts expanding because you are expanding. You are an infinitely expanding being. This is what walking with faith is, your step. The path will be illuminated. It will be opened as you walk down it. There's nothing really to plan. You have a desire, you continue to walk in faith that it's unfolding, and it is unfolding. Okay? It is unfolding. All right, so a reflection question, number one. If I saw my life through the eyes of God, how would I interpret this moment? You would interpret it as perfect. You would interpret it as perfect because it couldn't be anything other than perfect. You don't need to bribe God, y'all. You just have to walk in faith. I've heard certain things, and I made a post on this earlier, but I've heard things about, well, you have to have gratitude. Gratitude is just who you are. It's your natural state of being is to walk around with gratitude because you are everything. Gratitude is the same as love. The only difference is the explanation. The only difference is how we explain it, but it's the same thing. Now, if God is infinite love, why would God need your gratitude? Appreciate you. Why would God need your gratitude? God just needs your decrees. You walk through life with gratitude because you feel that God power walking through you. You feel it running through you and you feel good. The same way that when you don't get the things that you want, you don't feel gratitude because you put up this wall and you feel like you're blocking God from flowing through you, but you're not. God is always within you. It's just your ego putting up this wall. We just tend to think when we have things, it's a moment for gratitude. When we don't get what we want, it's a moment to be in lack. But gratitude is just your natural state of being. You can relax into gratitude right now. Okay? You can relax into gratitude right now. And walking in faith just means expectation. It means positive expectation. So this is how I'm going to break it down. When you think about walking in faith and not by sight, okay, start looking at the things that you want as the promised land. The same way that the Most High promised the Israelites that they were going to get to the promised land. The same way that your desires are promised lands within you. And every step that you take, even if it looks like the wilderness, is a step towards the promised land. Now, to receive something, you have to already have it. Now let's break down what having means. Because many people say, okay, so to receive it, I have to say that I have it right now, and I have to say I am it because it's the present moment, yada, yada. No. That's not what it means, all right? To have, to desire, to want, to expect, these are all the same. They're all the same, right? You don't have to say it in the present moment because there is no future, there is no past, there's only now. There is only right now, okay? So, the only difference between expecting, having, wanting, desiring, in a positive way or a negative way, is whether you're doing it from lack or you're doing it from expectation as a divine promise. Are you expecting it? Are you expecting it to unfold because you have faith in the Most High? Or do you need it? Meaning, right? Just like the scripture says, right? Ask without hidden motive. What is hidden motive? Hidden motive means I need love to feel loved. I need prosperity to feel prosperity. It's like being that crippled man at the pool of Bethesda. Of course, I want to be healed, but I have nobody to give me healing. Of course, I want to be prosperous, but I have nobody to give me prosperity. It's understanding that you are the source of it all. It's removing yourself from the drama of believing that everything is outside of you. It's refusing to shrink to the size of the external circumstances and realizing that they're all a projection from within you. It's maintaining your God state. It's walking through life, being the divine, beautiful, whole version of yourself that understands that God is your heavenly Father that provides you everything that you want. Everything that you want. Now, this is walking in faith. It is looking at everything that looks like it's against what you want and saying, thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be. Whatever I say it is what it is. I don't see things as they are. I see things as I am, right? It is not that those things are meaningful at all. Everything is meaningless until I give it meaning. Okay? So when I say it's working out, it's working out. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Doesn't matter how I feel. Does not matter what it looks like. Doesn't matter how I feel. That's an important one. Faith is not a feeling. Okay? Faith is not a feeling. It's just a knowing. You can have faith and still feel sad. You can have faith and still feel opposite ways, but what is the story that you're telling? Are you telling the story that everything is working out? Are you telling the story that everything is working out? What you'll see is that when you start walking in this knowing, things start proving to you that your faith is valid. This is even why, if you read the story of the Israelites being freed from Egypt, it's a story of faith. So what actually happened in that story is that, okay, of course, Moses had a stutter. Right? Moses had a stutter and Moses was sent. He didn't even want to do the shit, right? He was rejecting it at first. He was trying to fight, but he was sent to go free the Israelites. I want you to look at this from a metaphorical sense. See how this pertains to manifestation. So Moses goes into Egypt and provides 7 miracles. 7, okay? Turns water to blood, turns a staff into a serpent, right? Goes as far as killing the firstborn sons. Okay, all of this is done. So the Israelites have plenty clues of how powerful the God is that is on their side. Plenty clues. The same way that we can look back at our life and see all kinds of miracles, right? But then God said, you know what? Lead them out of Israel, or lead them out of Egypt, but I'm going to harden Pharaoh's heart so he's going to follow you. So you already know what he's going to do. You already know what he's going to do. So the Israelites leave out of Egypt. The Egyptians follow them, of course. Okay? And so they get to a place between the land and the sea. A place between the land and the sea. So they're in their they're not in the quote unquote wilderness yet, but this is a wilderness experience. We always see this example of the wilderness, whether it's Jacob, when he's in the wilderness, he gets the ladder. He gets the ladder of Jacob. We see Jesus getting tempted in the wilderness. So think of the wilderness in a metaphysical sense as the place of temptation, the place of doubt, the place of seeing who are you going to be when shit gets a little difficult. Are you going to walk in faith or by sight? Are you going to walk in faith or in fear? Okay, so they get to this place that's between the land and the sea, and the Egyptians are following them. So God puts a barrier there, and they're there for a while, right? So now the Israelites start tripping. They start questioning what's going on. The same way that we question things when we don't know what's happening. They went as far as saying, we should have stayed in slavery. Surely that was better. But now we're going to die out here. We should have stayed in slavery. Think about that. This is why our bodies crave familiarity. Our bodies crave to be in a predictable place. This is why people stay in jobs they don't like. Right? This is why people stay in relationships they don't want to be in. Familiarity. Right? Over the discomfort of being in something new. The promised land. You have this desire, it's the promised land, but that suffering is familiar. It's just a human response. Okay? So they're in this place and they start asking Moses, bro, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And even Moses starts to think about this. And finally he starts praying to God. What should we do? And what's very striking is that God's first answer is what? God's first answer is, what are you praying to me for? What the hell are you praying to me for? Just go. They're in between the water and the land. There's a big barrier. The Egyptians are over here. They can't get through. And God said, just go. Just go. So eventually he was like, you know what, Moses? Hold out your staff, part the water. In the original text, the water parted immediately. Hold up. We got the puzzle piece fucking up the story. All right, in the original text, the water parts immediately. Not the original text, but in the canonized verse. But in the Apocrypha, is it the Apocrypha? One of the hidden or the removed scriptures, what actually happens is the water does not part immediately. One of the Israelites walks into the water, and the water is like up to their shins, it doesn't part. Up to their knees, it doesn't part. Up to their titties, it doesn't part. It isn't until the water gets above their nose, till they can't breathe anymore, that boom, the water parts and they walk through. What does this mean? What does this symbolize when it comes to our journey and what faith is? There are some times where you just don't know where you're going to go. You don't know how you're going to get through this thing, but you have to trust that everything is working out, right? So of course we know the rest of the story. The water parts, they walk through it, they get to the other side. Moses said, what do I do now? And God said, close the water, bro. Closes the water and boom, kills all of the enemies. Kills them all. Doesn't leave anybody to follow them again, right? The same way that the God within you is going to kill all your doubts. It's going to get you through whatever you need. Everything is unfolding perfectly. The only thing that can slow us down is our lack of movement, our lack of faith, of us saying that things are what they are not. This whole time, everything was already worked out. They could have just walked through the water. We could have just kept going, but we stop and we start saying, damn, we should have stayed. I should have stayed back there. It's not working out. It's getting tough right here. Instead of, thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be. Okay, so this is one of my favorite stories when it comes to faith. We can look at it from a historical perspective and think, oh yeah, they just crossed through a sea. You know, if that's realistic to you, cool, right? But when we look at this from a faith perspective, from the perspective of manifestation, it just makes perfect sense. This is what we're doing. We see time and time again how the Most High came through for us in our life. Yet, when we are in these moments, we continuously question. And so we have to draw upon our past strength, our past experiences, and start doing the righteous thing. Judge righteously. Judge not by appearance, but judge righteously. What is the righteous way to judge? The righteous way to judge is that whatever I see, it can't possibly be what I really think it is, because I only see it through my limited 3D perspective. But the Most High operates in the 99.99% of matter that I can't see, in rooms I can't see, in timelines, in universes that I cannot see. So all of that shit is unfolding for me. We know through quantum physics that atoms, particles are going from reality to reality. They're jumping and hopping all the time, but we can only see this linear experience. And we have the arrogance and the ego to judge things as good and bad. We couldn't judge even if we wanted to. But then we take a step further and we see that it says, hold up. It doesn't matter if you can judge or not. Thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be. So oftentimes things are working out. We don't see it, but we say, damn, it's not working out. Now all of a sudden we just folded reality up in a different way, because reality says yes. God always says yes. Always says yes. So the moral of this story is it doesn't matter what shit looks like, doesn't matter what you see. You can't see anything anyway. You only see 0.001% of reality. How dare you think you know what's going on? But it doesn't matter. You say everything is working out, and you can. And now your only job is just to go through life, enjoy the things that you can enjoy. Look at life as the miracle that it is unfolding from within you. Declare everything is good and watch everything work out for you. It sounds divine to me, right? It's like being the ultimate sugar baby, right? You're a sugar baby. Your Heavenly Father's taking care of everything. You're just walking through life, enjoying, skipping through life. This is what a lot of y'all want, right? Y'all want a sugar daddy without giving no sugar? This is the perfect opportunity. Take it. You can be the sugar baby. You don't have to give any sugar up. None, right? This is the perfect thing. So what more could you ask for in this life? If I walk by faith, if I look at it all as a miracle, because I see it all divinely unfolding. It's all taken care of. It doesn't matter what it looks like. I just say, Father, the Father does greater than me, and I give it over to the Father. It's taken care of. The only thing that's stopping it from being taken care of is my lack of faith. It's me complaining. Like I'm sure a lot of y'all be doing to y'all sugar daddies, just complaining for no reason. Then he cuts y'all off. Well, fortunately, you got a Father in heaven in your awareness that will never cut you off. Never, ever. All right? Yeah. All right, so reflection question number 2. All right, what unseen harmony might be unfolding in what looks like chaos? Here's another perspective that I always offer. Everything that you imagine is always the worst case scenario. When you sit and you fantasize about the worst case, the worst thing that can happen, you're like, damn, I hope this doesn't happen. And then it gets to that moment, and you're like, oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. That's because the Most High, the God within you, never operates in worst case scenarios. It's always better. And even when you think things are going to be quote unquote good, they're always better than you expected them to be. So if you knew that simple truth, why the hell would you waste time expecting bad things? If I know that it's always better than I can imagine, I'm just going to imagine the best and let that be the floor. Okay? Let that be the floor. So what unseen harmony might be unfolding in what looks like chaos? Right? So number 6, becoming the word made flesh. All right, when you decree from the soul, you align yourself with divine law. You do not decree what is, you decree what is becoming through you. Okay? Your word is law. As you are speaking, these words are going through you. Reality is unfolding from within you with your words. Oh, I'm prosperous. It's all working out for me. And it all is. And reality is unfolding from within you, and you are walking through each moment confronting yourself, confronting your words. They're like boomerangs. You're throwing them out there. You're confronting them moment after moment. Make your reality beautiful. Make your reality beautiful. Okay? You are not just responding to life. You're composing it. You are the composer, the author, the editor as well. You can edit the shit you don't like. You walk into a season, I don't like this shit. Let me edit it. New story. What's the story I've been telling? Let me change it. Okay? And let me submit that shit for review with the divine. And the divine always says yes. Right? This is the ultimate game. The ultimate game. So, quote from the Gospel of Truth, all things that come into being come through the word. But the word is within you, waiting for you to speak from it. All things that come into being come through the word. But the word is within you, waiting for you to speak it. In the beginning, there was the word. Okay? There was the word. So say, I decree that I rise above fear. I decree that unseen forces are working for my good. Unseen forces are working for my good. I decree that what looks like loss shall bloom in divine time. I decree that what looks like loss is blooming in divine time. What looks like loss could never be lost because there is no loss in the kingdom. There is no loss. There is no lack. There is no misfortune. There is no bad luck. There is no coincidence in the kingdom of heaven. And guess where the kingdom of heaven happens to be? Take one guess. Within your divine ass. The kingdom is within you. It's unfolding from within you with every word, every thought, every belief. And you can change it all the time. You can edit it. You can make this life as beautiful as you want it to be. Right? Life is not testing you. It's not trying to put you through shit. It's just confronting you with your beliefs, and you have the opportunity to change those beliefs so you can change your life. Play the game. Tap into the game. Tap into the game, okay? I decree that I walk as one who sees through the eyes of the infinite. That's a bar. I decree that I walk as one who sees through the eyes of the infinite. I can see no flaws. I can see no imperfections. I can see nothing as less than divine. I could be nothing as less than divine. Nothing in my life could be less than divine. Nothing could be less than perfect. It's all happening for me, right? And so it is. Thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be. And so it is. Make a habit of only speaking life, of only speaking beauty. I don't give a damn what other people's beliefs are. Their beliefs not going to change my reality, right? I don't. You can try to argue with me and pull me into a limiting belief. Guess what? You're going to be arguing with yourself. I'm just going to, okay. That's not how reality works over here, but that's interesting that you believe that. How does that work out for you? How does that work out for you? Okay? And that's fine if it works out fine for you, but for me and my beliefs, for you and your beliefs, guard them with your life. Guard your beliefs, guard your expectations like your life depends on it, because it does. Everything that you want is on the other side of your expectations. Start expecting the best. Start expecting miracles. Start looking at everything as miracles, the good, the bad. Stop judging reality. Step into your divinity. It's all good. It's all divine. It's all a miracle. It's all from you. And if it's all from you, it doesn't matter what it is. You can change any of it. Right? If it was just some mysterious, coincidental thing, then of course you could be scared of it, but it's not. It's all from you. It's all trying to tell you who you are. It's giving you a lesson. How loving is this? It's constantly showing you, hey, these are your thoughts. I know you want different. These are your thoughts. All you have to do is change. All you have to do is change that expectation. All you have to do is stop reacting negatively. If the only work that you had to do was stop reacting negatively to things, look at everything as a miracle, quote unquote, be like children to enter the kingdom of heaven. Children see everything as a miracle. You can do a magic trick in front of a kid. Right, they're gonna go crazy. You ain't even do the trick right. You fucked up the trick. Be like children to enter the heaven. Whatever you see is a miracle. Step into your divinity. Okay? Step into your divinity. All right, and so final benediction. May you no longer be prisoner to appearances. This is what I see. I see none of you as being prisoner to appearances any longer. May you no longer be prisoner to appearances. May you remember that what you see is not reality unless you declare it so. What you see is not true. It's just a story waiting for you to tell it. It's waiting for you to give it meaning. Everything that you see, if you pause right now and look around, everything around you is waiting for you to give it meaning. You can say anything is a synchronicity. It's all a synchronicity. You are the synchronicity, okay? May you become the decree. May you walk around remembering who you are. May you become the decree. May you become the creator, the voice of the infinite echoing through form. That's what you are. You are channeling God through your voice, through your words, through your perspective, through your expectations. Thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be. Whatever you ask in the Father's name will be given to you. Not might, not sometimes. Whatever you ask in the Father's name is I am. Whatever you say you are will be given to you, consciously and unconsciously. Not just when you have your arms folded and you're praying, but everything will be given to you. Everything that you say of other people because they are just you, pushed out, will be given to you. Whatever you say of that gender will be given to you. Whatever you say of that race will be given to you. Whatever you say of that circumstance will be given to you. Will be. Not sometimes, not maybe, will be. Every single time. Okay? You are the voice of the infinite echoing through form. And when the world seems upside down, may you rise like the phoenix, not to escape, but to see it all from above and call it good. Blessed are the ones who have awakened from the dream, for they shall know the truth, and the truth shall become them. Gnostic Hymn of the Pearl. Okay, blessed are the ones who have awakened from the dream, for they shall know the truth. Wake up from the dream and know the truth, and the truth shall become you. Okay, so it is, and so it shall be. All right, this is your power. This is your superpower. Okay, so that is the end of today's discussion. So in conclusion, right, this stemmed from a very beautiful, divine conversation that I had with a client about a week and a half ago. And since then, they've responded and said everything's been working out. But they were struggling to understand, how do I handle the 3D circumstances? The only way to handle the 3D circumstances is to remember your divinity. It's to be conscious of yourself and not as conscious of that 3D circumstance. So there's two ways you can be conscious of the world. You can be conscious of the world as a victim of the world, or you can be conscious of the world as a creator of the world. And when you are conscious of the world as a creator, knowing that it's all unfolding from within you, then there's nothing to fear, right? Perfect love casts out fear. When you understand that perfect love is within you and everything is unfolding from within you, when you understand that perfect love is within you and everything is unfolding from within you, then what is there to fear? Everything is to be embraced, to be loved. It's all perfect love because it's all created from you, and you could never be anything less than perfect love. So you look at these things with love, and the things that don't resonate with love fall away because you're not reacting vibrationally to them. Everything that comes out of you has a vibration. If it's something that you don't want, and you react like you don't want it, it will continue to be drawn into your experience. Okay? You are the creator. You are the dreamer and the dream. You are the creator and the experiencer. Okay? You are the author and the reader of your reality. Nothing to fear. It is all perfect love. This entire world, this entire universe is perfect love. And let it cast out fear, man. See yourself for who you are. Wake up. You're no longer a victim to any circumstance. You speak through circumstances. Circumstances just appear to you to give you an option to get something better. And how beautiful is that? How poetic is that? What could be more beautiful? What could be more beautiful? What could be more loving? What could be more perfect in love than these situations showing up so you can choose to get more of them or get less of them, right? Exactly, the author and reader of your reality. Okay? Everything is unfolding for you. Okay? It's unfolding through you and for you. Yes, we could say it's all happening for you, and it is, but it's all happening for you to choose as well. Okay? To choose as well. All right, so I'm gonna leave y'all with a couple. I'm gonna leave y'all with a couple affirmations, and then we can go from there. All right, I see you all as divine. It's beautiful. That's perfect. All right, as full of love, as an alignment with everything that you desire, everything that you want. Okay, there is nothing stopping you from getting anything, okay, but you and your perception, and you can change that right now. Right? No one can lead you to the kingdom within you because the kingdom is within you, and you are closer than anyone could ever be to God. Right? The moment that you accept that you are divine, that everything that you want is a promise, and you begin to walk in that faith, knowing everything is for you, nothing is against you, it's all working for you, it's all coming out through you, it's all showing you what you have been thinking, so then you can think and expect differently to get more. Well, what is more beautiful than that? You are the most divine creation in this reality, and everything that you want is on its way. Okay? Everything that you want is on its way. All right, y'all all have a divine day. Might jump on here later on if I get done with some stuff. If not, talk to y'all again tomorrow, God willing. But you are no longer the victim of any circumstance. Any circumstance. All right. Peace out, man. Y'all have a blessed one. I appreciate all of y'all. Truly, truly, truly. Oh, shoot. I didn't see these. Okay. Gotcha. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm bad if y'all on YouTube. You know what? I'm gonna make a commitment. Ain't gonna make too strong of a commitment, but I'm gonna try to stop covering up the comments. I apologize.